Well, we've got some interesting news today to share. We've got an unboxing of one of OnePlus's new devices that will be available in North America. The announcement coming out today. It's their Nord phone, the Nord N10. And I've got it here in the box. I do have my OnePlus 8 Pro just to sort of compare a little bit. It'd be nice to have those two things together. As you know, I use a OnePlus 8 Pro, but I'm just going to take this off. Now, in all honesty, they didn't send me a North American version. I do have the European version here, as I could tell right away when I opened the box and saw the European attachment, but they did send me a charger as well. So here it is. This is the Nord N10. This is OnePlus entry-level phone. So whereas this device costs the OnePlus 8 Pro roughly $1,100, $1,200 to order. This is going to come into the North American market. I don't have a firm price to share with you today, but my guess is we're going to see a $500 price point, maybe $599. Hard to say just yet. So what is under the hood? Well, you know, for an entry-level phone, they've made a few things available to you. Beautiful 6.9-inch screen. They focused on cameras because a lot of people that are getting into their first phone really are doing it for the camera. So you got a nice little 4 bank of cameras here. 64 megapixel camera to get all your great video and all your great photos. They've got a 8 megapixel ultra wide camera. They've got a 2 megapixel monochrome camera and a 2 megapixel close-up camera, macro. So, and on the front here, we've got a 16 megapixel front-facing camera because, of course, you know, selfie is so important. 6.9-inch screen, I think I said that. 90 hertz refresh rate. So that's where you start to save a little bit of money. You know, if we've got 120 hertz in the OnePlus 8 Pro, we drop down to 90, so about half the refresh rate. And what happens there is, you know, when you're doing a lot of fast applications or especially gaming and stuff like that, that's where you're going to notice that quick refresh. But, you know, it is running the latest version of Oxygen, so right away, that great interface with the Android, very fast, very quick, and fun to use. The RAM in it, I think, came with 16 megabytes, and you can increase your storage simply by adding memory, so I don't think that's a limitation whatsoever. This processor in this bad boy, it's got the 690 Snapdragon. So again, not the fastest processor on the market. And I think that's what we see when we see entry-level phones, is how do you get a phone into a person's hand for less than $1,000? You got to give up on something. So what do you give up when you go into an entry-level phone? Well, one of the things you're going to give up is the wireless charging. That's for one thing. You're going to give up the faster processor, which I've already talked about. You're going to give up the refresh rate on the screen as well, the high-resolution screen as well. Wireless charging for me, it's almost a must these days. I think that I probably wouldn't go for a phone unless I had that built into it. I do hope to see the entry-level phones coming in with that. But again, if you want to get into the market, there's a lot of phones in this sort of entry-level marketplace, anywhere from $399 to $599. You're going to have to compare your specs, but it's good to see OnePlus taking something that they're already doing in the European market and bringing it to North America. This is the first look. This just came off of embargo today, so we're having our first look at it. Pretty cool.